All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to take a virtual surf trip along one of the most diverse, most fascinating coastlines on the entire planet, South Africa. We're going to explore the waves, the culture, the history, basically everything that makes this place a true surfer's paradise. So let's dive in.
First up, just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, South Africa has 2,800 kilometers of coastline. I mean, that is just a massive, massive stretch of land. And what that means for us is an incredible variety of waves, climates, and experiences all packed into one country.
And here's what really defines the whole experience. It all comes down to this fundamental clash. On one side, you've got the frigid, powerful Atlantic Ocean, and on the other, the warm, tropical Indian Ocean. This epic meeting of two completely different bodies of water is the engine that drives South Africa's entire surfing identity.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a little history, then we'll start our journey on the cold West Coast, travel all the way around to the warm East, hitting the most iconic spots. And then we'll wrap it all up with a guide to help you figure out your own perfect trip. Okay, so before we even hit the water, it's worth taking a second to understand how this all started. You know, South Africa has this really deep and fascinating surf history that has totally shaped the vibrant culture you find there today. The story actually kicks off way back in 1919 with a woman named Heather Price, who was photographed stand-up surfing. By the 1940s, a real scene was starting to form up in Durban, and then in 1965, things got official with the creation of the South African Surfing Association.
All right, our journey begins on the West Coast. Now this is the raw, untamed, wild side of South African surfing. It's powered by the full, raw force of the Atlantic Ocean. And let's be super clear about this area is not for the faint of heart. The waves here are incredibly powerful, they're hollow, and they detonate on shallow reefs. We're talking world-class, adrenaline-pumping barrels, where the wave curls right over you, that are strictly for experienced, expert-level surfers.
Oh, and the water? It is absolutely freezing. I mean, temperatures can drop below 10 degrees Celsius. That's 50 Fahrenheit. And that's all thanks to the Benguela current, which pushes icy water straight up from Antarctica. So yeah, you're not surfing here without some serious gear. A thick 5mm wetsuit, plus booties, a hood, and gloves. It's intense.
But hey, South Africa isn't all about just surviving in the cold. Let's head south to Cape Town, a city that's in this amazing position, right between two oceans, and it offers something for literally every single type of surfer.
Just a short drive from the city, you'll find Muizenberg Beach, and it is the complete opposite of the wild West Coast. It's got these long, gentle, rolling waves, and the water is way warmer, making it one of the best and most reliable places in the entire world to learn how to surf. Now, you can't talk about surfing in South Africa without eventually talking about, well, sharks. And Cape Town is actually home to a world-famous safety program called Shark Spotters. They use this really simple but effective flag system to keep everyone in the water aware of what's going on. And this is where it gets really interesting. When you look at the data from the program, you see something pretty surprising. Between 2004 and 2009, Muizenberg, that beginner's paradise we just mentioned, had by far the most shark sightings of any beach in the program. Kind of wild, right? But this is what's so brilliant about the program. The high number of sightings doesn't mean it's more dangerous. It actually means the spotters are doing an incredible job. Their early warning system works so well that it creates a genuinely safe environment for everyone to just relax and enjoy the water, basically worry-free. Okay, leaving Cape Town, we're now heading east along the stunning Garden Route. And our next stop is a place that is nothing short of legendary in the surfing world, Jeffreys Bay. It's often called the crown jewel of South African surfing, and for very good reason. J Bay is home to what many people consider one of the absolute best right-hand point breaks on the planet. It's a total bucket list wave for any serious surfer. So what makes it so perfect? Well, it's the sheer length of the ride. The way the bay is shaped means that when a big swell comes in, the wave just wraps and peels perfectly for hundreds of meters. At one spot, called Super Tubes, you can get a single ride for over 300 meters. I mean, that's longer than 3 football fields. As we keep pushing east, the whole vibe just completely shifts again. We're now entering the warm water zones of the Wild Coast and Durban, where it's all about adventure and a more tropical feel. This part of the country is a whole different world. The Wild Coast is super rugged and remote. It gives adventurous surfers a chance to find perfect empty waves. And then you've got the city of Durban, the historic heart of South African surfing, which offers really consistent, fun waves right there in town. And that freezing Atlantic water from the west coast? Yeah, that's a distant memory. It's all thanks to the warm Agulhas current flowing down from the equator. Here in Durban, the water can get up to 28 degrees Celsius. That's about 82 Fahrenheit. The bottom line is simple. You can definitely leave that thick wetsuit at home. So, we've traveled this entire epic coastline, from the icy barrels of the west to the warm, peeling waves of the east. Now, let's put it all together to help you figure out where you'd fit in. This table right here, this is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. If you're an expert looking for serious barrels, you hit the West Coast. If you're just starting out, Muizenberg is your spot, no question. Intermediates are going to love the point breaks along the Garden Route. Advanced surfers, you have to experience J-Bay. And if you're an explorer who loves warm water, the Wild Coast and Durban are calling your name. There really is something for everyone.
Honestly, South Africa offers one of the most complete and varied surfing journeys you can find anywhere on this planet. It's a coastline of amazing contrasts and just endless possibilities. So really, the only question left is, where would you go?